Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Speaking Out, Exposing Corruption and Incompetence. Today, Wednesday, the 26th of October 2022. Welcome, welcome, welcome. First, let me apologize for the late start. We have had and we're still having some serious technical issues. Mr. Conway is in the studio, but something with his audio. He can hear me, I can't hear him. We're trying to work it through, and hopefully before the end, well, not before the end, hopefully very shortly, we're going to be able to work that through. But he's here, and we are here, ready and raring to go. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome. As I indicated, people are here very early in the morning waiting on this show. You know, Vibort, you regain your number one spot. That is Vibort L. You regain your number one spot this morning. You were here at 10:13, waiting patiently to join. So I guess I owe you and the others who were here early a special apology for the late start this morning. But we're not going to deny you the time. We're going to still run until such time that the subjects that are to be dealt with are fully ventilated. So we had Vibort early, then Patricia's G at 10:30. The other Vibort, the man from Grove, East Bank, Vibort W, he was here at 10:36. Then we had Natasha D at 10:47. Derek T, welcome, welcome. Welcome, 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 Derek. Keith, welcome back, Keith. Welcome back, Keith. We have John from Clarksville is here. Let me run through and see who are the other people who are here. Barbara is here. Welcome, Barbara. Welcome, John from Clarksville. Kevin, Gordon, George, Conchima. George, welcome, welcome. Maureen, and George is telling me of a death of a retired special sergeant. So I'll announce it shortly. Doreen again, from all the way from Canada, welcome. Floyd, people are here very early and we are ready to go. Diane, Ulrich, welcome, Ulrich. A special welcome to you, Ulrich. Edda, welcome. Lizzie, Joan, Mr. What is it? Chisel Chipper 68, welcome. Mark, Cricketer Mark, welcome. Gavin, you're always here, my friend. Jacko, all the way from Georgia, welcome, Jacko, welcome. And welcome. Outfront Parts, there's a new one by Outfront Parts. Tessa, loyal follower. Sister Trifosa, welcome, 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 welcome. Selena, welcome. Dennis, welcome, Dennis, welcome. Good to see you on the program again. Carol, old finance rank, always here. Lynette, always here. Prince Udari, welcome, welcome. Tasha, welcome, welcome. Adeli, welcome. Terence, all the way from Canada, Toronto, Canada. Terence is here. Marlon, my countryman, neighbor, and cousin, welcome. Desiree, I think Desiree is a BV person to Emerson. 8218, Eric Comerbach is here with us. Canty, old traffic rank is here. Ulandia, welcome, welcome, welcome all, welcome all. Roll, you're always here, my brother. You're always here and you always make some very good contribution. Rhonda, welcome, Rhonda, welcome, welcome. Michael, welcome. And all of you, welcome. And again, Denise, watch it, Denise, watch it. The secretary, Denise, is here. We can't say that you're late this morning because we had a late start. Still having some technical difficulties. We can't get to hear Mr. Conway, even though he is in the studio. So welcome to one and all. The numbers are mounting, and you know the drill. Share the live, and let's go. Share the live, and let's go. There's your confirm, so I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who you are, BV girl. Gloria, welcome, welcome, welcome. We have so much to talk about this morning, so I'm really hoping to get CC to join in the discussion, in the conversation. Nevertheless, if the will of the Almighty is that he should not join us in the conversation, I will do my best as usual to bring you up to date. And you know, we like to start by giving praise and thanks to the Almighty for allowing us to see the new day. Every day you wake up, you have to give praise and thanks because without him, nothing is possible. So praise and thanks to Jah. Praise and thanks to Jah for allowing us to be here on this new day to share information. And you know, today it's supposed to be a packed day. We have so much to tell you about. So much to tell you about. As I indicated in the notification, we intended to deal with the Aussie Rogers matter. This is the Aussie Rogers is the guy, the PVP supporter and mouthpiece, who is alleged to have assaulted the shop worker at Bath Settlement, West Coast Barbies. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Joe, you're not really late because we only now starting. We had a late start this morning, Joe. So you're apologizing for being late, but you're not really late. I'm the one who was apologizing for the late start. So we have to go. Let's go. And as I indicated, we have to give praise and thanks because some persons are not that fortunate to be here. During the past week, we got the news of the death of a police rank. That is the death of Police Constable 23670 Roger Clinton Bowen. He died in a traffic accident. And then we have George is telling us this morning that a retired special sergeant has passed. So I guess next week when we get the detail, we'll give you more information on that next week. So condolences to the relative and friends, colleagues of those the rank, Constable Boeing, and others. And we're gonna deal with that as I intend to deal with that once time permit, because as I've said, we have a packed morning. So let's go. Let's get started. Let's get started. I want to start by sending belated birthday greetings to Leon Schwartz, a regular in the program. I don't know if he's on this morning. 10025. He retired. I can't remember his rank. I think as chief inspector. He celebrated the anniversary yesterday. And today is a special birthday for my son, Chilo, the one and only Chilo. Today is his birthday. I spoke to him this morning, as I do every day, and we had a nice conversation. And I want to take this opportunity to wish you all the best, prosperity, health, strength, and continue to do, as I said to you, continue keeping on, bro. Continue keeping on. I'm very, very proud of you. And then today, too, we have the birth anniversary of the commander of Region 5, Mr. Simon, and also a next rank in Region 5, Mr. Whitwright. And coincidentally, the commander of Region 5, Corley Simon, and his 2IC, Lonsdale Whitwright, they are both celebrating their birthday today. What a coincidence. I want to wish you, gentlemen, all the best on your natal day. All the best on your natal day. But moving on. I had planned at this stage to bring in CC, but CC, let me see if he's gonna hear me. If you can hear CC, you can hear me? Can we hear you? No, we still can't hear you. So let me remove you from the thing, and we're gonna continue to work. Now, CC, as you would have seen, CC is here. CC is here, and again, we're trying to work out the glitch. Now, I want to extend congratulations to Attorney at Law Dexter Todd. Attorney at Law Dexter Todd on his successful completion of training in forensic criminal investigation and intelligence management. Dexter, I'm so proud of you because people do not know, but you have a police background. I'm not going to go into all the details here now, but I am very, very proud of you, and you are doing yourself, you're doing ex-policemen and the country proud as you continue to pursue excellence. I am very, very proud of your achievement. And here it is, folks. Dexter is one of the brighter upcoming lawyers, legal minds in the country. And he saw it fit to pursue a 3-month course in forensic science and similar subjects in Ghana. He went there in Ghana and he pursued that course. So congratulations to you, Dexter. And I noted that Leon is on the live. He just joined. And Leon, I want to, you say you're watching from Turkine. I want to extend again belated birthday greetings to you. So Dexter is there. Dexter, congratulations. Now, Ulrich, let me send out commiserations to you and all the other West Indian fans. I know you are a diehard West Indian supporter, and I know the exit would have shocked you, but life goes on. Life goes on. You're following the cricket. You would have seen another shock this morning where Ireland beat England as well. So this World Cup is full of shocks. Full of shocks. And I want to suspect that the shocks are not over as yet. So we have a situation where we have seen this get dumped, perhaps unprecedented. A two-time champion did not even make it to the last 12, beaten by Scotland, beaten by Ireland, and back home, watching on TV like all of us. And then this morning, in that game with England and Ireland defeated England with the DLS, there is a Duckworth Lewis Stern method. So England hanging on by the skin of their teeth. They have a match on Friday, Ulrich. Friday, they have a match against Australia. And if they were to lose that match, it's bye-bye, bye-bye. So a lot of people will be there watching with us, watching like us on television. So I really wanted to say that to Ulrich and the other diehard cricket fan. Bear your chair, my brother. These disappointments have been very frequent in the past. So Ulrich, that is how it goes. Now, and then the bombshell news this morning, well, yesterday, about we all know Charandass Persaud, the Guyana High Commissioner to India. I saw this video yesterday. It was very disgusting, where he was well, I can't say it's not an allegation. It was him cussing out a woman in India. He's the High Commissioner to India, Guyana High Commissioner to India, cussing out the woman in the vilest of an Indian woman, in the vilest of language, the F's and all this type of thing, telling she all kind of thing. And then even more shocking and disturbing is the rush to this release yesterday afternoon by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and whatever else they call it, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to say that this matter occurred since August, I think they said August the 1st, 2021, and that there was some investigation and the matter is considered closed. Now, I read GHK Lal early this morning, and when he reached that part, he said, considered closed by whom? Who said so? You know, in Guyanese language, who said the matter closed? Who said? And then this morning, not so long ago, before I came on the program, I saw a release from, I think, Gordon Mosley saying that the president has indicated that Charandass Persaud has been recalled from India. So he's no longer the High Commissioner to India. He has been recalled. But that can't be the end of the matter. This is the matter, as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs indicated, occurred since August 1 last year. So what happened between August 1 last year and now? What happened all this time? What action was taken? The thing is there, clear for all to see. This man cussing out these people in India over some dog. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I want you to look at it. Look at it. How can you justify that? How can you justify not dealing with it with more alacrity? Once that thing surfaced, the man should have been recalled immediately. He should have been recalled immediately. Now you wait until public pressure and the thing, they're all over the internet, all over. In its entirety, with all the expletives. Those who have not seen it, look at it and tell me if you believe there is acceptable behavior from the representative of Guyana to a foreign country. The representative, and the people are claiming that he might even violated the law of India with harassing the person and so on. So Ministry of Foreign Affairs should explain to the Guyanese public why only now. Had it not been, it is clear that had it not been for the video which went viral on social media yesterday, they would not have issued any statement. Then they rush to issue this statement to say that the matter, yeah, that is what they're saying, you know, that as if that justifies anything. Oh, this is the matter that occurred since August 1, 2021. The matter was investigated and they closed so rudely. This is the end of the matter, something like that. They finished to say this is the end. Well, obviously it was not the end, because this morning it is now being reported within the past hour or so that the president, Dr. Well, I said Dr. Irfanali, I can tell you all something about doctors just now, has recalled Charandass Persaud. But we all know Charandass Persaud, and as a colleague said to me this morning, a colleague indicated to me this morning, and this is true, you know, contributor, you could take the pig out of the mud, but you can't take the mud out of the pig. That is what somebody said to me this morning, and I fully agree. You could take the pig out of the mud, and you can't take the mud out of the pig. So you can move the animal in terms of the pig. This is the saying, the analogy. You can take the pig out of the mud, but the pig accustomed to roll in mud, it's in him. It's him. It's natural. It's part of DNA, right? So on professional behavior, on professional conduct, in this case, they are suggesting that the Indian people, not me, the conduct might even be in violation of the laws of India. So it took this embarrassment, this grave embarrassment to Guyana, because remember, recalling him would not wipe away the embarrassment. And being a diplomat in a foreign country is not only Guyana and India, people all over the world. All the diplomats, I believe, since then, when it became, if they knew of it, they would have been suing. They would have been talking about it. But it's part of the culture. People are not held accountable in this case belatedly. But remember, not so long ago, you had allegations against the vice president, the Sue allegation. What has happened? What has happened? Nothing. You had only recently, I think it was last week, another embarrassing situation at the CCJ and the Attorney General. Embarrassing situation where information is fed to him in confidence. And then he went and either he himself, or as he said, he caused, or not he caused, the information was leaked. He claimed by an admin. But you know, as an old police, old investigator, then you're going to ask the question, how did the admin come by the information? If this confidential information is sent to you, how did the admin of the page come by the information? You have to give him the information. You have to give him the information, right? So you had that. You had, and so no accountability. Not so long ago, we talked about the Sharon X matter, where she was caught red-handed, the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Marine Affairs, red-handed, taking a bribe. Got to court. The VC say, well, look, they want to give evidence in the matter. Matter struck out. The question is, what has become of her? Where is she? Is she tucked away in some corner drawing big money and all of that? Because I did not see anything that she was dismissed. I have not seen that she was dismissed. And even if they were to say that she's dismissed, again, you have to look. Might make a big noise that she dismissed from this position, but she's put into some position where she continues to earn big bucks and perhaps doing nothing or doing a little or nothing. So that is what we are having in the place. You had the case too not so long ago with a very current case, Boscom made some damning allegations, and the lawyer for Boscom, representing Boscom, pleaded in writing to the president to invoke the Witness Protection Act so that Boscom can get some protection. Nothing. They tell you about the RASS that came and did some review of the thing. Yeah, nothing more about it. The minister said he can't release the report because the report is secret, confidential. I guess it's the same thing they would have said with the Charandass thing. It is confidential, so therefore they couldn't release it. But somehow it got into the public domain. You know, this thing here, they say payback is a bitch. Payback is a bitch. A man send just tell me karma and easy. And they say when you own country, they say when you own bug bite you, you are well bitten. When you own bug bite you, you are well bitten. Some people will say, some people, let me choose my language, some people will remind you of the treachery in 2018. The man turned ambassador, the man go to India to embarrass the whole country. So when in 2018 he embarrassed perhaps the coalition of which he was a part in the no confidence vote, this time around he embarrassed the whole of Guyana and perhaps even further afield. You're going to say he's a Caribbean man and all of that. He embarrassed all of us with that behavior. And let me say this. Even an ordinary countryman, a drunken countryman at a rum shop, you would not have accepted that type of behavior from him. You would not have accepted it because it's unacceptable. And when that type of behavior is coming from the High Commissioner of Guyana to India, in India, it shows total disrespect. And perhaps it goes to show poor judgment on the part of the persons who sent him there. poor judgment on the part who said, well, I guess sending him there was payback. Sending him there as a commissioner was payback for the treacherous act in 2018. So I don't think that this is the end of this matter, despite what the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has said, because the president himself said that you're talking rubbish, because they said yesterday that that is the end of the matter. And within the last couple of hours, the president said Charandass has been recalled from India. I wonder where, when they say recall, I wonder where he going. Can't remember after the no confidence motion, he was spirited away to Canada. Big operation, spirited away from Parliament to, they said, the Canadian High Commission, and then boat plane gone to Canada. So where are we going now? Now this recall, is it to Canada or is it to Guyana? And let me say this again to compound matter, to make matters even worse, in the same Charandass thing, where the court now and say he's recalled. The man was in only this week, today is Wednesday, I think it's over the weekend or so, he went back to India. It's only recently, within the past day, 2 days or so, he went back to India. So it was clear that the government had no intention of taking action against Mr. Charandass Persaud for all the embarrassment he caused to us. Maybe they were not embarrassed, because some people ain't get shame, you know. Some people ain't get shame. But every right-thinking and decent Guyanese ought to be embarrassed by that display of ignorance, arrogance, whatever you want to describe it. And I tell those of you who have not seen it, look at it and make your own judgment. Look at it and make your own judgment. And I want to say the mere fact that he was recalled, speaks to the how depraved this whole thing was. Over a dog, he tell you where to put the dog and what she want the dog to do with she and all them things. I can't repeat them here because Facebook gonna knock me off. Because last night Sharon played the tape and he get knocked off Facebook. So I suspect because the expletives weren't beeped or bleeped, they knock you off Facebook, man. They knock you off. So I don't know if it is still circulated on Facebook, but you know, thing goes, it's gonna be somewhere where you can view it and make your own judgment. But let me move on from that disgraceful matter. And what else I got to talk about here? Well, I got a question to ask. I wanted to ask Mr. Conway, but he can't reply because he's not in the studio. What has become of those Borby's butchers? You know, the ones who, the policemen I'm referring to, who the last year they were placed under close arrest for butchering the cow on the 19 public road. This is a cow that was struck down by some minibus, and then the man went to the police station. No, he was advised by a passing police patrol to go to the station and make a report. And he promptly did so. He went to the station, he made a report. When the man come back on the scene of the accident, where he left the animal, I think they were more than one, so he left the animals. He find blood and guts. When the man came back, the man find blood, guts, and skin. But in other words, he find evidence that was the animal was there. When the man want to know what happened to the animal, somebody come around and show you a video on a cell phone. Police with cutlass, police got to work, and they must be very skillful because it's not easy to butcher a cow with a cutlass. And then you're going to ask the question as a police and an inquiring mind, where did this cutlass come from? It had to be very sharp. So like these people going around well prepared for such eventualities. Oh, things sweet. They must be prepared for some eventualities like that. So I want to ask the question, what has become of those ranks? What has become of those ranks? So maybe the police corporate communication unit will inform the public, not me. I got no, you know. I got no. So I got no, man. Somebody said what? So I want to know about the doctor's story. I want to talk about. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Don't rush it. Take your time. Don't be say take your time and peel your point. Now the next thing. I you know, last week I wrote a letter which was carried in the dailies like Stabrook, Kaichur, Village Voice, and I still have it there on my social page for those of you who have not seen it. I'm talking about this firearm run-ins, the firearm run-ins, and the fact that Guyana has the most firearm per capita in the English-speaking Caribbean. I spoke about it. My colleague, Mr. Conway, some time ago wrote about the run-ins, the illegal run-ins involving firearms in Guyana. If you want to get a license, he said, big business, $1 million, depending on what caliber you want to get. Now, I spoke about it last week. We spoke about it last week in the program. And as I indicated, I wrote a letter. I saw later in the week or over the weekend, the Minister of Home Affairs, the Honorable Mr. Robeson Ben, has indicated, let me read, because they set it back for sue me. They can't find the real sue, but they want to sue me. He said that he made an announcement about the gun license reform plan. That is what he called it. The gun license reform plan, which would see changes in the law, including criteria for eligibility, and insisting on training. Minister, I ain't gonna charge you, I ain't gonna charge you for running with the idea, because I'm gonna take the praise. I'm gonna take the praise for highlighting, and I gotta share the praise with my colleague CC for highlighting the issue, for highlighting the unacceptable issue dealing with gun license, where the minister now is the man who has the final say as to who must get firearm. And say what you want to say. You read the adjustment they made to the firearm licensing act. It clearly states that the applicant will make an application to the police divisional commander. He will put up a report and he send it to the commissioner. The commissioner send it to the firearm licensing board. They will then send it to the minister, who will make his comments. That's what they say, you know what I mean? Who will make his comments and then send it to the commissioner for the administrative purpose. So basically, when you go back to the commissioner, it's just to the commissioner to write to tell them who get or who ain't get. That is what they are saying, and I'm saying that is part of the corruption. So, Minister, when you sit down and to change the law, please take all of those things into consideration. Don't call me for advice and guidance, because the last time I was called for advice and guidance, I got a conspiracy to commit fraud charge, which is still pending before the court. 1 year and a half down the road is still pending. So I'm taking a chance with you no more. Perhaps I know you all listen to this program, and I've given you a lot of stuff, a lot of advice, a lot of guidance. So you can look back and take the advice and guidance. But I'm saying to you now, Minister, and all those who are listening, any reform of the Firearm Act got to be very, very comprehensive. And I speak from a position of authority and knowledge. I have said before, and Terence and Ulrich and those people on the line know that I was a firearm instructor for a number of years. I am still recognized as someone who knows a lot about firearms. Not only the actual functioning and the use of the firearm, but the whole system. I got good knowledge on it. How to shoot, how to train people to shoot, what they should know, what they don't know. I am very knowledgeable in that area. And my knowledge will cause me to tell you that training, as you have suggested, is a big part of the whole issue. I know that there are people who have acquired firearm, right? Acquired it, like they get permission, they get a firearm. They have what is called a familiarization shoot. Police hold them there for about half an hour or an hour, perhaps the most. They fire 4 or 5 rounds, and they are not made to fire again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 years. They don't fire. There's no refine. They have not. There's no system to ensure that they are competent to use the firearm. And hear this, Minister. You may not know this. This is not only for the civilian. Police ranks walking about with, as I say, big guns, rifles, assault rifles, pistols, revolvers. Not only police ranks, other ranks in law enforcement. Little or no understanding or clue how to use those firearms. They don't know. The system is of such that they just pick up. Any policeman go to a station and they say, hey, go on duty. the issue with a rifle, the issue with a pistol, a revolver. There's no system to ensure that the rank to whom the firearm is issued is properly trained to use the firearm. So it's a whole comprehensive review has to be done. Not only civilians who are getting firearm, but the policemen who run around. Mr. Conway and I spoke some time ago about examining policemen who are on duty every day with firearm and quizzing them about the rules of engagement, when you are allowed to shoot. And they can't tell you. And Minister, I would say to you, get some knowledge. It's there in the police force orders. When you may fire, I can't remember the exact number, but they could tell you. They have to be able to tell you. Get it. Familiarize yourself with it. And randomly ask police who you see with gun, big gun included, when you are authorized to shoot, and they're going to shock you to know that they know. They're going to all tell you. There was one day where we reviewed when we were doing the standing order review. The last one says, when you are so ordered by a superior rank. That's the only one that's remember. When you are so ordered by a superior rank. And that is no longer valid, because, as I've said, you cannot be compelled to carry out an unlawful order. So if a man superior rank tell you shoot, you can't just go and shoot and say, well, you shoot because the superior rank tell you to shoot. So it's a good first step. It's a good first step. But you have to engage with people who are competent. Even the instructors. Let me say this to you. Even the people who are deemed to be instructors, to instruct in the use of firearm, they have limited knowledge as well. Trust me on this one. They have limited knowledge on the use of well. Perhaps you have to do like what the Guyana Defense Force has done over the past couple of years. Get experts, even if they're civilians, to train your people on how to shoot and how to handle firearm. That is a requirement. That is a requirement. And take it from someone who knows. And again, don't bother with the messenger. The messenger in your eyes might be controversial. Look at the message. Listen to the message. Listen to the message. Right, Mr. Minister, and all of those who are, there's no retesting. As I said, no retesting. Policemen, but in my day, perhaps you used to get annual shoot, where you carry them once a year, and they shoot and all this type of thing. But I don't know if they still get annual shoots. I don't know if they still have annual shoots. When I was there at operations, along with the British, we were working on a program to have policemen qualified to use specific firearms, so that you can bring some more professionalism to the system. But that doesn't operate. Any police wants to get a uniform, you get gun, and you're gone out on duty. And that is the problem. So maybe I'll make comments at some other stage with this, but let me move on. It look like I'm going to be alone today. Conway can't get in. Let me see if let me bring him into the studio and see. CC, can you hear me? I can hear you. I know you can hear me. But I don't, well, you can't, I can't hear you. So I can battle alone. All right. Yeah, as you can see, Mr. Conway, we're still having problems. We're going to get it resolved before the issue. So share the live. Eric, Alex, say listen to one of the best. Eric, you were about interaction with me on firearm and so on. Nigel, as a retired, let me put up what Nigel is saying here. Nigel is saying, as a retired federal firearm instructor in the U.S., you're on point. Thanks, Nigel. So you're on point with the issue. There must be quarterly and annual qualification to add to this if you're not qualified. If you're qualified to carry. And I know this, Nigel. Thanks to that, Nigel. I know this because I am a graduate of the FBI Academy, and while we are there, the FBI agents would come in and qualify. They have to qualify in order to be able to continue to carry the firearms. I don't know how frequent the qualification is, but they have to reach a certain standard and be qualified. I know this. They have to be qualified. Not only and one of the courses I did at the FBI was use of force, dealing with firearms and who can use, how you can use. So again, thanks for that, Nigel. Thanks for that, Nigel. Onika, welcome. Pepe Le Pew, welcome. You're training Dennis, Cattle Stealing Prevention Act. Then people don't get a clue. They must repeal the act by now. They don't know in transit, cattle in transit, and all of these things. Look, the big problem, Dennis, I always respect you as a knowledgeable police. You work with me. When I was commander, you were at one time the man in charge of Timiri. You work with me. So you know me, and I know you. And I always had you done as a good police. One of the big problems you have now in the force, many of the senior people, including the commanders, they are not police. They're wearing police uniform, but they're not police. And perhaps I need to explain. I did so on a previous program where I told you that when I was a young sergeant at the TSU, I became a sergeant at the age of 21 at the TSU record. And the other older sergeants, they were wearing 3 stripes. And we made a distinction between those who wore 3 stripes and sergeants. In other words, we were saying that the fact you were wearing 3 stripes did not make you a sergeant. To be a sergeant, you have to be knowledgeable in your area. And I'm going to extrapolate on that to say to wear the uniform of an officer or a policeman don't make you a police. It is your knowledge and how you apply the knowledge. Getting all sort of thing behind your name, whether it's degree, whether it's law degree, whether it's that doesn't make you a police. It is how you apply the knowledge. That is what you're gonna to make you. So there is when you talk about Cattle Stealing Prevention Act and so on, they got something that even more basic. They don't know because even with the Cattle Stealing Prevention Act is a country police thing because you don't get that so much in Georgetown. But when you station in places like Berbice, East Coast, West Demerara, Essequibo Coast, you have to be familiar with the Cattle Stealing Prevention Act and cattle in transit and all of those things. You have to be familiar with those things. But even some things that are even more basic and rudimentary than that, they don't know. They don't know these things. They don't know these things. Nigel, thanks to you. I tell you what, I was an instructor. I was an instructor for years. Became the senior firearm and drill instructor at the TSU, training all the policemen and so on. And when I became the person in charge of operations and I went to quiz the instructors, I was shocked. I was shocked at the lack of knowledge. And I did a lot to try to improve the knowledge of the instructors, because I'm sure you will agree with me that if the instructors are not knowledgeable, they can't pass on nothing, and perhaps they teach a lot of wrong things to the recruits. So knowledge is important, and the knowledge is available, perhaps not in the force, but it is available. Now let me move on. In the announcement, I said that we're going to deal with this Aussie Rogers matter, and perhaps let me jump into it right away. For those of you who might not know, and I suspect most people in Guyana might now know, Aussie Rogers is a media man. He chairs programs. He has a live stream program. He's a PPP supporter. Nothing wrong with that. We all have the right to support whichever political party we want to support, whichever political party we want to be of. Now, it is alleged that he went to Bath, and for those of you people like Nigel who might not know, Bath Village is a village on the west coast of Berbice, heading towards the border with Suriname. So there's a video circulating again. You know, in these days of social media and cell phone, there's very little that is going to be done, and you can get video footage to support. So there's a video circulating showing that Aussie Rogers, this PPP supporter and talk piece, attacking a woman in a supermarket. Slap, push down. I think the thing show on at least 2 times. Right? So the woman, it is claimed, made a report to the nearby police station. I think it is Fort Wellington Police Station, which is the subdivision headquarters for that area. She made a report of being assaulted. She also said that Aussie Rogers used a gun, a firearm, and struck her in her head with the firearm. She sought medical attention. She talked about injuries to her head because of this firearm blow. Now, the story is, according to the police, the acting commander, Mr. Whitwright, the woman was sent to get medical attention, and Aussie Rogers was placed on a recognizance. In other words, he was bonded to return to the police. Aussie Rogers then, a few days after, a day or two after, is seen in Queens, New York, chairing a activity, a Diwali activity. And he issued a statement saying that he was provoked. The woman called him the N-word. He says that the tape that was circulating is doctored. And Ian, is what I want to tell you when you talk about doctor. Maybe it's one of them doctors that we talking about, doctor this tape that Aussie Rogers talking about. And maybe very soon too you will hear that the Charandass tape was doctored. So there's a doctoring I wanted to talk about. So he claimed that the tape was doctored. Now, I look at it from a policing perspective. And then he went on to say, well, you know, he wasn't charged with any offense. That is not the point. An allegation is made against you, and the police should be investigating, and there are certain basic steps that are to be taken. And for the young policemen who are listening, and that's why I'm sorry Mr. Conway can't participate this morning, but perhaps next week when we solve the problem, we'll revisit it. We will revisit the incident. Because as I've been saying, we got to keep these things fresh, because they tend to be swept under the carpet. Normal policing, a report like that is made. The woman comes to the station. She reports that she was assaulted by Mr. Aussie Rogers. Then she said that a gun was used. So the report is entertained. Aussie Rogers is at the station. I don't know if he was arrested and taken there or if he went there on his own. But in any event, he was at the station. And one would expect that the allegation will be put to him to get a response, and that he would be checked to see if he has a firearm. And if he has a firearm, then the firearm would have been seized as exhibit in this whole matter. Right? Apparently, that wasn't done. All right? He is made to sign a recognizance. Right? In other words, he signed a piece of paper. Recognizance is an authorized form. The recognizance would have said when he had to return to the station, the date and time that he had to return. So notwithstanding the fact that he jumping and say that he wasn't charged, the fact that he signed a recognizance, he had an obligation, a legal obligation to return to the police so they can proceed with their investigation. Apparently, well, not apparently, the man in New York, I know if he gone back. So that wasn't done. That wasn't done. Now let me tell you what's the next police action. The next police action based on of course, you have taken statement from the woman, and you might have even gone so far as to secure a copy of the CCTV camera to bolster your case, and you might even gotten statement from other people in the place, and in the supermarket. Now, once that is done, is charged, at least a case of common assault was established. And depending on what is stated in the medical report, that will determine whether you might get assault causing actual bodily harm or even wounding. Because if the medical report indicates that there was a wound, then you have to charge a wounding. There might not be a wound, but you can get abrasion or whatever it is, assault CABH, assault causing actual bodily harm. And let me say this to these people who are watching, the policemen and all of them. That doesn't require the intervention of the Director of Public Prosecution. That is a straightforward police matter. You don't require the fiat of the Director of Public Prosecution to charge for common assault, wounding, and assault causing actual bodily harm, right? And so, yeah, then is no cash bail, but even if you hadn't put cash bail, he signed a recognizance, and therefore you had an obligation, a legal obligation to return to the police, right? And you don't need the DPP advice. I know what goes on in the system now. Everything goes to the DPP, and the DPP, sometimes that DPP, you get mixed up with that first letter. You get mixed up with the first letter. because they seem to be interrelated. It goes to the DPP and then they go here, the DPP say, no charge. But I am saying to you, officers there, Mr. Simon is the commander. I know if he's there now, Mr. Whitwright, and all the others, the person who sit in the commissioner chair, and all of you. This does not require any advice from the Director of Public Prosecution. It is too straightforward. Once you institute the charge, the DPP can then seek to withdraw the charge. But the police should go ahead, if they have not done so yet, and institute a charge. And the fact that the man has left the jurisdiction, once the charge is instituted, you should apply to the court for a warrant to be issued for his arrest. And based on the recognizance that he signed, any proper court will issue a warrant for his arrest, because he had a legal obligation to return to the police station, and he has not done so. So you show the recognizance. Let the magistrate know that the prosecutor will let the magistrate court that he's on bail, he's signing a recognizance, no money lodged, but it still has the same force and effect. He has to return. And he has not done so, and he has escaped the jurisdiction. They have escaped the jurisdiction. Yeah, Noel, you talk about confrontation, but no, the police try not to avoid confrontation, because confrontation the victim can be intimidated and all of that. So in some cases, you don't even want a confrontation. You know, especially in sexual offenses cases, you don't want any confrontation. You have the evidence there, statements, and in this case, you have video evidence, which makes it even stronger. And Ulrich, I got to teach, man. I got to teach, because the police thing in my blood. And unlike them who sit in them fancy chair, I consider myself as a police. In other words, I know how police are supposed to operate legally. So I'm saying this, that they should charge him for common assault. That was revealed. Depending on the medical certificate, what the medical certificate says, you might get a case of assault, CABH, or wounding, and you charge. And then you go to the court, you file the charge, and you apply for a warrant to be issued. And I noted in recent time, the police would issue wanted bulletin. So I am wondering if they have intention of issuing a wanted bulletin for Mr. Aussie Rogers. I am wondering if they want to issue a wanted bulletin for him, because if you're going to issue one wanted bulletin, then there is justification for you to issue a wanted bulletin for Mr. Rogers. Because then, as police, the police in Guyana are also, the commissioner is the chief immigration officer. So you can really get, if you want to do an investigation, this is the deep part of the policing, you can get to know when he left. And I am going to bet that, well, he left after the incident, and you might very well find that he purchased his ticket to leave after the incident. In other words, once the report was made and he was put on recognizance, he rushed and he buy a ticket and hustle out of the country. You might find that. That is the case. It might just be that he was scheduled to leave at that time. But even if he was scheduled to leave at that time, the fact that he signed a recognizance, and I'm emphasizing the fact that he signed a recognizance means that he had a legal obligation to report. He had a legal obligation to report. Franklin, thank you. Well, Franklin, you're police too, So when you tell me you're speaking proper police action, Franklin, you're a proper police too. I respect you as a proper police too, so you would recognize proper police action, which a lot of these people do not know. So they're going to look at the tape and they're going to see. We're going to hear what's going to happen. But again, like we say with a lot of these matters, I am not going to let this slide like that. I am not. The disappointing thing, I think it was yesterday, Red Thread came out with a statement and condemning the action and so on. But what happened to all the other women organizations? This is clearly a defenseless woman from West Coast Borbies. Defenseless, ordinary woman that this person, and I'm choosing, I ain't calling no specific gender because I don't know what is the gender. This person attacked this woman viciously, and it is there for all to see. And they should come out. They should come out and call for proper police action to be taken against this person. Proper police action to be taken against this person, right? And some people talk about passport. Well, when the court, police can't seize your passport like that. Police can't seize your passport. But I would expect that they will take action. And if they don't take action, then we, the members of the public, should continue to make noise so that action will be taken. And let me say this, on Franklin, Ulrich, CC, again, police, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you hear some release from the police corporate propaganda unit or the cooperation unit they call themselves. I just call it the propaganda unit. That the woman has given a statement to the police that she requires no further police action. Watch it. What's the ride? What's the ride? I know this thing is going. They're going to get to her. They're going to tell her all sort of thing. She's from an area there, Bath Settlement, which is supposed to be a PPP stronghold. And therefore, they're going to get to her. They're going to get to her. I am saying now this loud. And you're going to hear no further police action in this matter because the virtual complainant, who is this woman, say that she don't want the matter to be pursued any further. Trust me. Trust me. And in the meanwhile, while we await that charge, and let me tell you this too. Let me tell you this too. And again, I'm sure Ulrich and Franklin and CC can relate to this. The correct thing for the police to do is to proceed, go ahead and charge. So even if she come and say, well, look, I don't want any further police action in this matter, I would still advise that she be charged unless she go and tell the magistrate that. Let her go to court and tell the magistrate that she requires no further police action in the matter. The police should go ahead and charge. Or let the DPP null pros the matter. But the police should go ahead and charge. She come and she want no further police action, let she go before the court and say so. And I believe that even when she go before the court and says so, then a proper prosecutor should ask the cost. Well, it's not going to be no big thing because whoever going to go and pay shit to dock the matter and so on will easily pay for whatever cost is awarded to the state and so on. So this matter is going to be kept in the news. Continue to share the live. Continue to share the live. Thanks all of you who complimented me as a police. Ulrich, Ulrich sir, Ulrich sir, you're a real trooper, my brother. You're reading them like a book. That's exactly how they operate. I know how they operate. I've been in the thing long, I've been in the thing long, so I know how they operate. Eric is saying knowledge is power. Knowledge is indeed power, right? And Doreen is saying their issue wanted bulletin for Rickford Burke. Well, I know the issued wanted bulletin conveniently. They issued wanted bulletin conveniently, and this case cries out for a wanted bulletin to be issued for a man who was on a recognizance report and failed to report to the station. Now, moving on. I noted too, you got a lot of fire country. Shockingly, between last week, Wednesday, and now, they had like about 6. Guyana Stores fire. They had a fire on the quarantine. Then they had Starbuck News reporting 4 fires in Borbies in the last few days. And then they also had a fire at Linden. So there's about 7 fires in the last week. And I got to ask the question here, perhaps the intellectual authors, the president and the minister and all them, when they had the breakdown fire and they had the fire police headquarters, they're saying that intellectual authors are behind this fire. So I want to know if there are intellectual authors behind these fires as well. Because something every day, all these fires within a week, 7 fires. And following the breakdown fire, the man who now sits in the chair of the commissioner of police, he sat at the operation chair the time that they jump out. And they had said, oh, they put in SOPs. The other fire drill at police headquarters shortly after, which was a big laugh. A big laugh. You got a fire drill at police headquarters, simulated a fire at police headquarters, and all the ranks assembled at police headquarters on the TSU drill screen. This thing is a lot of joke, you know. The muster point for this fire drill was the TSU drill screen, and the fire was right at police headquarters. You can't believe the incompetence of these people. You can't believe the incompetence. So I wonder what happened to that, if they have had any other fire drills, whether they have sat down, whether they have put something in writing. And if they put something in writing, whether that is circulated to all the members of the force so they understand that if there's a fire, what action they should take. That is what should happen. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Henry. And you say proper police talk. Proper police talk. Yeah. So hope they get this thing with this fire drill. There's a new man in the operation seat there now. And I hope he will reach out to persons and get some proper SOP to deal with fire. Because you see, as I've said before, the police got a lot of wooden buildings. And once you have all these wooden buildings, you have to have SOPs to deal with any eventuality, not only fire, but other eventualities as well. You have to have that. It has to be written down. It has to be circulated, maybe even the force orders. It has to be there. And each and every rank has to know what is the action to be taken in the event of one of these emergencies. So let's see what will happen there. And then, see, this is one you got to talk about next week, my brother. I noted in social media that the police are advertising for band members. Yes, police get an ad on social media, say they want band members, and they have indicated the various instruments that they're looking to have people play. Unprecedented police advertising on social media for band members. That is where you get to know, right? That is why we get somebody saying Ben should resign. Now, I saw something from the opposition calling on Ben to resign. Buddy, that ministry is a whole set of problems. You get firearm issues, right? That he said that they're going to address. You get the fire service issues, ILM fire, even the breakdown. The breakdown fire fiasco alone should have called people to go their way. And you have all sort of other issues, but nobody don't resign in Guyana. And that is why most of us are shocked that Charandass was recalled, because in any proper society, since August last year, because they're saying that this incident occurred on August 1st, from the time it became known to them, not public, from the time it became known to them, they should have recalled him. But they wait till a year plus, and when it became public knowledge, going viral on social media, then they recall Mr. Charandass Persaud. So asking for the Minister of Home Affairs to resign is like throwing water and duck back in a pond. Like throwing water and duck back in a pond. And I have to ask the question as well. The minister, we know that the minister get advisor, right? The man who take out the police photograph, police video will record the police sleeping after the 24th hour on duty, or on the 18th hour continuously on duty. He's an advisor to the minister. I don't know what he's advising on. And then we have a national security advisor. I don't know what they're advising on. I don't know what they're advising on. But they're there as advisors. Lado, you're right. It's pressure. Public pressure make him recall. And then moving on, I see the police mount what they call Operation Safe Roads. Operation Safe Roads. And it says, let me read, ranks have been rigorously enforcing the laws in all the policing divisions under a stringent and proactive road safety campaign. Well, you get issues there. Road safety campaign, as I have again said before, once you're in the campaign mode, by Christmas, or perhaps if I don't know if you can text along, but very soon it is back to square one, back to normal. The traffic situation in Guyana for the longest while is out of control, and it requires a comprehensive review of the whole process, everything related to driver's license, road engineer, everything, certification of motor vehicles, all of those things require a comprehensive review, and these band-aid arrangements ain't gonna fix it. These band-aid arrangements are not gonna fix it. You know, something I should have mentioned earlier, and I just remember, you know, getting all this thing to slip, talking about the firearm license issue. Let me revisit it briefly. I said that a source of mine has indicated that people have applied for firearms under the pretext that they want to start security company. And hear what the source is saying. Even though the company has not been enforced, they didn't start the company yet, but they already get the firearms. That is a reliable source indicate that to me. That people apply for firearms to start a security company. The security company ain't get off the ground, but they have the firearms, or at least they have some firearms already, which they, as I said, they stash. And I said, I got to mention that before it slipped by. A source told me that. And then we had this issue too, moving on. A matter of fact, I had promised before we move on, let me give some songs, man. I had promised all of this, but you know, this morning things went a little, gargle. Everybody using siren now, you know, so I can use to. Everybody using siren. So what happened to me, man? Goat bite me? You think goat bite me? I can use siren too. Goat and bite me. So I can use siren too. Yeah. All right. Let me. Now that they use the siren and all the jaggerbots and all the amphibians clear out the way, let me continue with the program. Let me, Ulrich, I thought you was my friend, man. Ulrich, I thought you were my friend. We go a long way back. I think you're trying to get back at me because they introduced you to the domino team at the eastern side of the police officers' mess, and you get about 4 or 5 love straight. When you suggesting to me or suggesting that they need to consult me for the guy in the police force, but you want me to get more trouble. I don't face a conspiracy to commit fraud charge. You want to consult me? Me, Paul Slow? Oh, Rick. Oh, help me, nobody. Me sorry that they bring you on you got licks in the domino. I'm sorry you got licks, man. But oh, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, Ulrich. No, I'm talking about the siren. I use the siren to tell you that again, another source told me that sometime over the weekend, there was this big buildup of traffic along Carifesta Avenue, stretching from Virginian Road right down to Camp Road. I don't know what was the occasion. Apparently, they had some function. And the person was complaining to me that the commissioner of police car coming through with siren blaring and the police car driving on the parapet to get past the traffic. And the person suggested, you know, the police car could have gone wrong at the Seawall Road or take some alternative route. But the person said the car driving on the parapet. And they said that the big man been in there. The man who sits in the chair was in the vehicle. But that is the type of thing you have. What do you expect? What do you expect? That is the type of lawlessness you have at all the levels. Not only at the Charandass level, but all the other level. Not only at the breach of confidentiality level, not only the failure to grant witness protection or to a whistleblower, all levels, not only the sue allegation level, all level is corruption, bro. All levels. But Ulrich, please, Ulrich, help me there. Help me, Ulrich. Selwyn, it must have been a life or death situation indeed. It must have been, but these people don't see these things. This is a member of the public reaching out to me to tell me almost contemporaneously about this thing going on. That is what is happening. That is what is happening. And they talk about Mr. Ben, the Minister of Affairs, spoke about the lights and the siren. Again, it looked like there was a 1 day or 2 day campaign. So you don't hear about that anymore. You don't hear about that anymore. But now that I play with siren and all the jackabots and amphibians are move out of the way, there's the issue too with the ambulance, with the chicken. You know, these the the chicken that took ill and had to be escorted in this ambulance and the quarantine. And the Kanu people, I think, or customs, I'm not sure if it's Kanu or customs, might have been customs enforcement people, pulled them in. The driver was dismissed. Nobody in charge yet, you know. Nobody in charge. The driver of the vehicle was dismissed. Again, I get my sources, you know. A confidential source said, I got the man's name and everything. I ain't gonna call his name, the driver. They're dismissed, but the man is saying that the mastermind behind this whole issue. Because when you get catch there, I think he had done a drop-off before. He had done a drop-off, and then they get catch with these chicken. So big people involved. Big people. And the man apparently has a voice recording, or someone has a voice recording between the man who was dismissed and the mastermind, where he telling apparently the conversation to you must bear it shape, don't tell them nothing. In other words, don't implicate the mastermind. Don't implicate the mastermind. So nobody got charged. But I understand the system was that this driver could not have gone there by himself and uplift the keys. He could not have done so. It had to be authorized. Someone had to call the people and say, yes, give this man the key to this ambulance. I read in today's paper that he is dismissed. So scapegoat, they throw you under the bus, he dismissed. And talk your story. Let people know what transpired. Let people know, unless you two get paid off. You know, these big ones just give you money, a shut mouth money. They give you big money for shut your mouth. So I don't know if he was paid off. But big people involved, big people in the region involved. And they throw the driver under the bus. They throw the driver under the bus and the others. And perhaps that is why no criminal charge has been brought, because if you bring criminal charge, then the other participants are likely to be, the names of the other participants are likely to be disclosed in the court. So that too, they are sweeping. But this is so the man and these people should make your story. You know, a lot of people call me and tell me these things and so on, but you got to represent yourself, you know. You got to represent yourself. You have to be able to represent yourself. Now, moving on, what I have here now to talk about. And again, fatal accidents. Talk about the traffic fatal accidents over the past week. You had the one with the policeman, Bowen, who passed. And then I think that's Kumaka Mines. You had some woman there. Speeding car again. Again, it emphasizes the point that people, the old system has to be looked at. The old system has to be looked at. That is piecemeal thing that they're doing. And Minister, if you're overwhelmed, don't wait for the president to recall you like how you recall Charandass. You can recall yourself, you know. You can recall yourself. You can say, look, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. You can go back to the Arthur Chung Convention Center and lay down on the floor. Oh, God, I'm fed up. I can't take it no more. I can't, and move on. And move on. Do yourself and the country something, some good. If you can't take it, move on. Don't text it. Don't let Ulrich mislead you by telling you that I should be advisor. Not me. Not me. I am taking no advisor work. This is all the advice I will give. Because when I give the advice, you can, well, I hope you can charge me. Because the next thing you know, somebody can feel emotionally disturbed, or they're going to say, are you going to charge me? Well, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Moving on. What else I have here to talk about? Oh, in this accident thing, this is one that I wanted to discuss with CC as well. Now, coming with accident, there was an accident across the river some time ago, West Demerara, where an elderly gentleman was struck and killed by the vehicle belonging to a security company. And I saw last week or sometime shortly before that the niece of the deceased person, they're saying on social media, one of these social media news outlets, that the security company compensated the victim's niece in the sum of $1 million Guyana And for the people who are looking, that equates to like about 5,000 US. And she has indicated that well, he done dead and gone. They don't want any story. But she ain't got no say in that. She has no say in that. She is not a witness to this matter. And even if she was a witness, she ain't got no say. So how can she determine that they don't want any further action? That is one of the problems you have. You have several times persons are struck and killed, and then the family accept some compensation from the company or the driver, and then they're telling people that they don't want any further action. And quite surprisingly, no charge is brought against these persons. Madness. What does the NIS have to do with charges being brought against the driver of the vehicle? Charges are determined, or the charge is determined by the circumstances surrounding the accident. If he drove dangerously, then he's charged with causing death by dangerous driving. And no niece or no spouse or no child or no family member should have any say in that. That's a police business. The evidence is there to charge, and you charge. When they go to court, again, you go to court, and Franklin and Ulrich and the other policemen will be able to bear me out here. Let her go to court. Franklin and Ulrich, you all were prosecutors. CC was a prosecutor. And as we said, when I was a commander, and the court said, no. You want to finish the matter? Go to the magistrate and tell the magistrate that you want no further action in the matter, but police and withdraw no matter. Because, when you withdraw the matter at the police level, then you have a lot of complaints, allegations of who take money and who ain't take money and all of those things, right? But let them go to court. The police are there to institute charges, not to determine guilt or innocence. That's not the police work to determine whether you're guilty or whether you're innocent. That is the work of the magistrate. And the police should not seek to usurp the functions of the magistrate. Once you have a prima facie case, you look at all the statements and they show, let the matter go before the court and let the court decide on guilt or innocence as the case may be. But all other thing happening now. And I would note that you don't even have to have prima facie case to charge people now, because the DPP instituting charge or advising for charge to be instituted when there's clearly no case for the person to answer. But it's all politics. It's all politics. And as I said before, sometimes the words get mixed up. The DPP merge into other abbreviations and all of that. So that is what is going on. That is what is going on. And let me see what else I got to tell you about. I noted too, and I'm closing off. I noted too that and we're going to talk about this next week. I had promised to speak about the promotion issue, but I wanted to have Mr. Conway for us to discuss. So the fact that he's not here and he's unable to participate in this discussion this morning, I'm not going to raise that issue. And I'm mouth getting dry too. Let me be honest with you. I'm talking, I'm mouth getting dry too. So let me try to close off by telling you that I noted that the minister again, the minister is in the news. The minister made a statement sometime last week. He said they're going to install surveillance cameras to be installed at all police stations in an effort to ensure members of the public are treated appropriately when engaging with the Ghana police force. Now, I had to say, I got to taken Liam Nielsen. Good luck. In a scene, there's a scene in Taken One where the man tell Liam Nielsen good luck. So I'm saying that to the Minister of Home Affairs with this surveillance camera that they want to install at all the police stations. All I would say on that at this stage is good luck, and not my partner, the shooter, not Ransford, good luck, the shooter. Good luck, Mr. Minister, on that one. Next week, hopefully, God's spare life when CC is here, we're going to talk about that some more. We're going to talk. One of the things that we want to talk about too next week is plans by the government to do away with preliminary inquiries. You know, the Minister of Legal Affairs and Attorney General made a statement that there are plans to do away with PIs, preliminary inquiry. So we got to see how that is why you're laughing, man. We got to see how that will go. And hopefully once we get over the technical issues, we got to be able to deal with those matters next week. I think, but for today, as a one man, I hope I have done you proud and I've done you justice. You know, when we start was me alone, but I got accustomed to getting back in from CC on this program. But the gremlins, maybe it's the jagabats and the amphibians are at work. We tried, we postponed the start of the program. We had the technical man in, we came out, we reboot, we come back in, and we get in issues. So the issue with the surveillance camera, and the question got to be asked, so what happened to the body cameras? They were to introduce body cameras too. And we said before, good luck. Let's see how that will work. And again, these are all indications that these people who are in charge don't have a clue how to reform the force and how to improve the system. They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue, so they're clutching at straws. And more than that, they're making these statements to hoodwink and to fool you, the members of the public. Can't fool me. They can't fool me. And I will ensure they can't fool my followers and viewers. They can't. Adi, welcome, Adi. Welcome. Mark, I forgot to greet you at the start, but welcome, Mark. And folks, let me close by asking you again to go to YouTube and to subscribe. You know, last night when YouTube knock off Sherrod off the program, it's a good thing we had YouTube, so we had to run to YouTube, and you were able to see the remainder of his program on YouTube. So that is why I continue to plead with each and every one of you to go to YouTube, to subscribe to the channel by the same name, and to hit the notification button. Raul is telling me that he's not getting the notification. Raul, hit the notification button on YouTube, and you'll be notified when the program goes live. I am warning you, I am pleading with you to do that, because as happened last night with Sherrod, somebody is saying Benskap get knocked off too, because I suspect what happened there, the same people got report, you know, all the cussing that Charandass did, so they must report the content to YouTube, to Facebook, and Facebook just block you off. Facebook block you off. So I am saying to you, go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and just in case when I tell you about these jagabars that knock you off, you're going to get the opportunity to continue to watch the program, because they're doing all kind of things. They're going to call and complain that they are being emotionally affected, and then the next thing you know, YouTube will show you out. So make sure you get a backup plan. Go there and make sure that you have a backup plan. In closing, I want to tell you that COVID is still with us. The numbers are very small, but you know the nature of the virus, and I suspect you can get infected very easily. And let me say this: the numbers are small doesn't mean that they have many cases, because now a lot of people doing home tests. And once you do home tests, you're going to report to them. In the past, you have to go to one of these approved places to be checked. And I suspect they have a system there where they will feed that information into the Ministry of Health. But now that you do the home test, and one just do a test, you prove positive, and then you just stay home and you isolate. So that is why I'm saying to you, go to YouTube. I'm saying to you that virus is still circulating. The virus is still circulating, and make sure you stay safe. And we haven't heard anything recently about the monkeypox, but they got a lot of monkeys around. And once they get people monkeying around, you're likely to get monkeypox. So on that note, I would like to close today's program, and again apologize for the late start. Apologize for being a one-man show, and thank you for bearing up with me over this hour and 23 minutes. You really got a lot of patience with this man. Some people say rambling and all of that. I noted last week we hadn't any Jagabat, we hadn't any amphibian. I'm going to run the chats and see if any of them came on this week. So, folks, stay safe until next Wednesday. Join me for another program of Speaking Out, Exposing Corruption and Incompetence. For now, see you next week. Bye.